On the show today, if you're a member of a golf club, you've actually got a discount card, aka the county card, that you can use all over the place, and I bet you never use it, do you?
Yeah, so we've got that sort of mundane chat, and then later in the podcast, we fix world golf.
Oh my word. We are very much here. We're hoping you're there. Otherwise, it's just us screaming into a well like Celia Imrie, a reference only Traitors fans from 3 or 4 weeks ago will get.
Oh,
hello.
Yeah, okay, yeah, nice.
Yeah, it was there. I did it. Hello, welcome back. It's Golf Is Ruining My Life, the UK's second biggest golf podcast with Tom Price, that guy Tom Green.
Yes,
Tom
hi.
Green, how are you?
I'm good. It really feels like we only have, listening to this podcast now, the creme de la creme. The real, the guys that want to go through the hard yards. Yeah, listen, our numbers were wild in August. They were crazy in June. I couldn't believe them in July. And, you know, those crazy summer guys have left us. But speaking to you now, you are the real nerds. And I quite like that these are the hard yards.
Yeah, and it's good because it makes me relax into really pushing hard into the obscure weeds. That's where I'm at my happiest when it comes to this podcast.
Yeah.
But what I like is that the idea that the summer numbers were unbelievable. Are you suggesting that our November numbers are believable?
Oh, God, yeah, you really believe these numbers. You really, really believe them. However, we seem to be clinging dear on to the second biggest golf podcast in Great Britain. So for that, we can never be unhappy. What I have done, though, is I've persuaded my father-in-law to go on his next golf trip to Dubai.
Hello, you cheeky little minx. Now, is that a golf trip that you will be looped in on, or are you just saying you should go off to Dubai, Papa?
Yeah, no, nothing to do with me. He's just been to like every single golf location in the world, and we were sort of batting ideas back and forth. And he's of that generation of slightly older golfer, where Dubai is this like new exciting thing, and that he never gone and played golf there. And I was like, you should do it. You should do it. He's obviously done the Portugal and the Spain. I mean, everywhere. And I was like, Dubai's got to be the one. And he messaged me the day saying, I've done it. I've booked it. We're all going. We're all going to do it.
When?
And February next year. The weather it'll be warm enough. I mean, it's quite expensive, but he's playing all the best places. And this leads me to a conversation starter for 10 if you want it.
Yeah.
Is Dubai maybe the best golfing holiday location at the moment? Discuss.
In winter? Are you saying, is it the best Northern Hemisphere? If you're living in the Northern Hemisphere suffering through winter, is Dubai the best holiday? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying, is Dubai the best golf holiday, full stop, right now?
Full stop.
If you are a European-based golfer, is what I would suggest.
I've got Portugal on the line, and they're furious. They want to speak to you. I mean,
I don't know. I think Dubai maybe has better courses.
I don't know, because I've never been, and I know Morocco's nicer this time of year, and I don't want to hurt you when I say that. But I know that, Dubai has obviously got, I mean, at the time of listening to this, they will have done the big race to Dubai thing. That would have happened, right? But looking at it out there, it looks spectacular. But surely, I don't have enough experience to talk about it. But off the top of my head, is it not the case that there's a bigger variety and slightly greener courses in Portugal compared to these oases in the desert in Dubai?
I think what you get in Dubai is I think you just get an unreal level of golf, and it's a little bit more expensive, quite a bit more expensive, right? They're not going to do the sort of bulk packages that you're going to want to get 12 lads together and go and play in Portugal. I think that's what Portugal really ticks that box for, and is brilliant. But as I said at the start of the podcast, we here, if you're listening in November, you're the creme. You're the creme of the creme. You're the top of the top. We are the group,
dregs,
I
the
believe.
The worst. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that we are the group that would do a splinter. There's the 12 lads that go away to Portugal every year. But I think the listeners of this, and you, Tom, we're the splinter group where the 4 proper golf nerds go, do you know what? We're going to put a bit more budget and go for an unreal golf trip. And I think if that's the criteria, I think you can do worse than look past Dubai.
Okay, can I ask you to do something awkward? And I don't want you to reveal any of your is it your father-in-law who's doing this, or your uncle?
Em's dad, yeah. Em's dad's going, yeah.
Em's dad. I don't want to put I don't want to put anyone in awkward positions here. I would love to know a rough ballpark number in pound sterling, if possible.
Oh, yeah. It's a couple of thousand for a week.
I mean, that's a heck of a lot of cash. I think that's I think as you know, if you're lucky enough to have that money, then the problem with that much money is absolutely brilliant. But you do think, like, what else could I be putting this towards? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's such a lot of cash that you think, gosh, if I've just spent $3,000 on a week's holiday, that's.
But what I'm trying to say here
on other stuff
is, I think that is playing the top of the top of like the best places in Dubai.
Yeah, no, I understand.
And I think there are other things. I think the reason Dubai is really interesting is because the hospitality out there is absolutely insane. The way they look after the courses is absolutely insane. I think it's a really interesting golfing experience that if you've got a few mates together that really want something a bit special, I think, especially this time of the year, I think this is probably your only option, right? And then when you come into the summer months, it's too hot to go over there anyway. And it's only, like a 6-hour flight or whatever from the UK. I just think it's a really great golfing option, and I'm excited.
It is a great golfing option as well, because it's not. I don't think you get massive jet lag, do you? Because you're not going right. You're not going too far right or left, so to speak. You're kind of going straight down ish.
Yeah, I don't know what the jet lag situation is, but when I was there a few years ago, and I don't remember it being absolutely diabolical. Especially when you're comparing it to like, okay, if we open this up to like, oh, I'd rather go on a golf holiday to America. That doesn't count. That's too big of a trip. That's too long of a flight.
Yeah. That's not a holiday. That's like a gap year situation. If you're off, I want New Zealand, please. Well, okay,
shut
fine.
up.
Good luck paying to fly your golf clubs to New Zealand. I just think, and I wonder, because I think this is a yin and yang thing with you and me, Tom, and I think this will be reflected in our audience as well. I think you'll be in the majority. I don't hate the idea of going in October, November, December, January, February, to some wind-battered bit of Ireland and fighting through the rain and playing a bit of golf, or going up to Scotland and playing in not great weather. Like, it doesn't. I think that's part of the fun, and I wonder if. Actually, if you said to me, look, do you want to go and play jewel-encrusted courses in Dubai in 28 degrees, sitting in a buggy all day, sweating in your shorts? Or do you want to play some heritage courses on the east coast of Scotland or fly over to Ireland? I'd take Scotland and Ireland every single time.
But I think the problem with that is it's just as expensive. If you're going to go and play those courses in the UK, I love that argument. Like, don't get me wrong, get me in my waterproofs and go out there and play. I would absolutely love that. I think the problem is that stuff just isn't as cheap anymore. I want is a group of my mates to go and do the Ireland thing or the Scotland thing. But not only are you paying ridiculous prices because of Americans who come over now, and now the green fees are ridiculous. Like, I'm pretty sure Kings Barnes is like 500 quid a round, right? So not only are you paying all this money,
so we should explain that a bit. I think. Hang on, pause that thought, because that's quite interesting. Let's have a little dig into that, because this is a thing that's happened in the last few years, isn't it?
Yes.
Where these courses in Scotland have gone nuts, right? They've just gone, well, Americans. These big American groups will pay silly dollar, and they won't come if we don't say it's £300-500 a round. They think, well, it's not that good a course then.
There is something in that. There's definitely an argument that people talk about where a lot of these courses now are competing to have the most expensive green fees, because let's not just say Americans, let's say foreign travellers, because I think you get a lot of travellers from the East as well, big golfing communities over in China and stuff that come over with a lot of money, and they just look at a list of the expensive green fees and go, well, those must be the best. It's a shorthand for how good the golf is, so we go and do that. And it's making it really expensive for people that live here to go and play those courses, because they are the best courses in the world.
So by that logic, would you extend this brilliant thing they've done at St Andrews, where locals can get on for like, I can't even remember, like 20 quid or something, like, very, very reasonable price. Would you extend that concept, that idea? And this is probably practically impossible, but would you say, look, if you're UK based almost, you can come and play the course at a discount?
I think that would be amazing, wouldn't it? I think it would be amazing if there was a way of doing it that says, you're a member of my EG, so you're either you're part of a golf course, right? Like when I play Preston recently, because I'm a golf club member. Have you ever used your county card? Are you across what this is?
This is a great topic. No, of course I haven't. Everyone joins the club, they get their county card, and the reciprocals is one of the best things about golf, and I bet you 0.005% of people watching or listening to this actually use reciprocals.
I've done it. I've used it.
There he is. It's him. I've done it once.
Hello.
I've done it once.
I've used my reciprocal. Right, so hold on. There's about a million thoughts here. We're going to get bogged down, and this is what this Monday episode's all about. I think it would be really interesting. I think this is a really interesting point. is there a way of extending the offers to people who are England golf members? I don't know what the version in Wales is or the version of Ireland is, but I wonder if there's a way of going, listen, we get it. The prices are crazy because of foreign tourism. This is a bit cheaper for you. I think the problem is when you combine all the Welsh and the English and the Irish golfers, it's actually a lot of golfers. You know, these places get booked up.
But of course, but I do think it's. I feel a bit. You know, you can still get good deals, right, to go and play these courses. Not everyone has to pay. Well, mind you, the King's Barnes is just insane. It's £500-600 or whatever to go and play, which is just ridiculous. Like, you know, and fair play to them if they can charge that much and flourish and have lots of, you know, people coming over, then that's great. And it's a private course. They're under no obligation to, you know, they don't have some sort of community responsibility to provide golf to some bloke me living in England. Of course they don't. But if that were to start happening, say, let's bring it closer to our homes in the southeast, right? If that were to start happening at places like, I don't know, a Wentworth or something like that, and what would have been a once in a year, oh my God, I'm going to play Wentworth for 100 quid, 150 quid. If that suddenly became 500 quid, I would be like, actually, that's a course that's near me. I feel like as a golfer, as a member of the golfing community, I should be allowed to say, listen, I'm in your neck of the woods. I'm not quite in the same postcode, but I have a right to play that at a more moderate cost. Obviously not 20 quid. I'm not saying anything stupid like that, but I shouldn't have to go and pay crazy tourist prices because they just feel like made up numbers, and it just closes the game off to more and more people.
Yeah, there should be a number, shouldn't there? And I don't know what that number would be. There should be a number we come up with that is, it puts most people off enough not to go, well, I'm just going to play there every weekend. But it's the perfect number that people go, do you know what? As a treat, I'll do it. Because
exactly,
I've got that mate that I know that is a member of Wentworth, right? So I could hit him up quite regularly to go and play if I wanted and play Wentworth loads. Yeah. But it's 250 quid a round, which is too much money for me to every month go, I'm going to go and play it.
With a member.
I know, but I mean, let's not even get into the members guest argument because that's a whole other thing. But I wonder if it's a number like that, like a 150 or a 250 number, where if you are a big golf nerd, you go, once a year, I'm going to stomach that cost and I'm going to go and do it because it's amazing. And then you charge the tourists that fly over and make it a golf trip, your 500 quids.
And they're happy. Everyone's happy in that situation. I think, you know, I think, and I felt it this summer more. Because there is a tipping point in golf as golf becomes more popular, which is brilliant, which we want. We have to talk about overcrowded golf courses. We have to talk about waiting times. We have to talk about slow play because we get a lot of emails saying, "Oh, so frustrated." A lot on our Discord as well. Go and join the Discord, by the way. People just go, "Guys, I had a really bad time this weekend because it was just stacked. It's just too busy." And I am the last person who's going to say golf needs to be more elitist, but they have, you know, if it comes down to some maths where they say, well, look, you're going to have to pay 300 quid extra a year, but we're going to separate the tee times out a bit. Because I've played a bit of golf recently where there was no one else around, and it was just like, oh God, it just feels so much better.
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? If you're a member of a golf club and someone says, do you want there to be more members here? I would say 90% of the membership say no. And it's the problem with pulling the ladder up behind you, isn't it? You don't want to do that, and you don't want to get into a place and then make it harder to get into. I'm really conscious of that. But it's what you said is so true. Like, I got a message from my mate Chris on Wednesday saying, should we play golf on Saturday? I was like, yeah, cool. Tee sheet, obviously it's rammed. Already booked up. Especially now we're in this time of year where even 3 p.m., like, you're not going to get out at 3 p.m., 2 p.m., whatever. You've got those morning slots of gold dust. And gone.
But people book those up the second they become available.
Yep.
Like the eBay snipers, they just jump on them, and you get this. And I don't want to be rude to them, but you do get a slightly joyless zombie situation where the people are just there every single Saturday. You know, there are names that I see every single Saturday at the same time, and that's fine. And why shouldn't they? They pay their things; they deserve to be there. Absolutely, 100%. But it does mean that it can just become quite samey and stacked and rammed. And that is, you know, I guess it's a good problem to have, right? Too many people on the course, I'd say, is a good problem to have.
Yeah, but you are right. You get the people who start to believe that 7:30 on a Saturday is their own. It's theirs. And they own it, and they play it every single Saturday. I actually don't know whether that's a thing at my place. I've not been there long enough to sort of know the people who get them. But I'm very aware that when I got the message on Wednesday, that I was like, I reckon there's not going to be anything. Lo and behold,
No.
there isn't anything.
There was nothing. And yet, if you really wanted that world where you can do that, like my friend's a member at a course down in Kent where there's no tee sheet. you rock up because there's so few members. It's so posh. It's so elite that you don't book a tee time.
Well, I never. When I was a junior, we never booked a tee time. And I mean, Preston Golf Club wasn't a posh golf course. It was just a normal golf course. But yeah, there's a moment, wasn't there? There was a moment around. There was few courses that did it before COVID, and then there was a moment where COVID happened and forced everyone to do it. So, slightly tangent here, sidebar. It's happened at my barbers. They were always walking and wait until COVID, right? And he makes my barber, Carmen, makes a really good philosophical point when he talks about it. He said, pre-COVID, you were happy to wait for 20 minutes and have your hair cut, and it was part of the barbershop experience, and we'd have a chat, and he'd go, I'll be here in 40 minutes, and we'll sit about. And he said, post-COVID, it's all... people have their half an hour of their lunch and they've got a meeting afterwards, and this is their half an hour, and it's worse. And I wonder if there's something to be said about golf in that way, that it's worse now.
You're right. Yes, you're right. It's a very profound point upon which to leave part 1 of Monday's episode of Golf is Ruining My Life. Tom Green, products?
Well, yes, please.
Hello, welcome back. It's Golf is Ruining My Life on a Monday with Tom's Green and Price, as ever. Yes. So I had a slightly sad situation on Friday. I was meant to play on Friday morning. And a work thing happened and I couldn't play. And my mate John was playing with his mate Chris, and I really love both of them. And I really wanted to play 18 holes because I've not played now, Tom. I've not played 18 holes now by myself. Like I've played a lot of foursomes weirdly in the last few weeks, but I've not played a proper 18 holes for we're saying probably a month now.
Which is a worry because you are entering that stage where as it falls out your life, it's so easy. I've seen it. I've seen how addicted I was this summer, and I've seen it gradually just roll away, especially now the weather's like this, because it's not easy. You've got to force yourself to go out and play if you're going to do it. Quickly, can I just say something while it's in my head?
Go on.
Hello to Richard Mansell, the professional golfer who's a fan of this podcast. Cheers. Thanks for listening.
Oh, I love him. He's a great golfer.
There you go.
Great golfer.
Good. Just while it was in my head there.
Good. I'm glad.
So I need to. Well, I would be playing this weekend, but obviously I can't because of the whole T-sheet thing, and it's just too much organisation. So I'm not.
So you didn't bother. But that's the thing, isn't it? When you get that situation in the summer, and because the summer evenings you can play, well in pretty much into midnight.
Yeah, there's options.
The mistake we're doing, Tom. We should just move to, where's that bit in the world where they have daylight 24 hours a day during summer?
Oh yeah, well you go to Lofferton Links up in the Scandi. I'm going to say Scandi because it's nice and generic. Lofferton Links over there, and it's really that's beautiful. That's 24 hours of sun.
Lovely golfing country. But because of that squidge of time, so now your situation is this Saturday you were going to do a chilled out. Yeah, let's go and play, and now you're just not going to bother. Wow, that's November golf, man.
That's November. But also, it's funny that you mention reciprocal courses, because we did. When I did the reciprocal of the place that I was at, it was really enjoyable and a really nice course, and I had a great time. But it wasn't as nice as my own course, so I'm reluctant.
That's good. You want that though.
Yeah, you do want that. It is nice, but once you've done that, you're then reluctant to go and do somewhere else. And I have had this feeling recently, you might have had this, that part of me a bit misses the freedom of being a non-member.
Yeah, that's so funny you should say that, because I just paid my subs for the year, and it was a lot. It was money. I probably could have had
gone to Dubai.
Golf trip.
Yeah.
And because I'm not playing, day after day at the moment, part of me thought, isn't there a world where I don't have a membership and I just float around and just play?
Come to my place
and come to your place, and I think if it wasn't for my kids being members and the junior squad there, then I would have very seriously considered leaving. Actually, I think I would have, because the thing that anchored me there last summer was the comps, but I just haven't had time to do the comps this summer. So it's that I think if there's one thing about being a member at a golf course that, as I say, anchors you in an area, a bit like if your kids go to a local school, that's it, you stay in that, you tend to stay in that area. For golf courses, the thing that makes you stay with that golf course is comps. As soon as you get involved in comps, that's it, right? You're hooked. And I didn't have that this year, so I have felt a bit more,
Yeah, Yeah, and we will give them a little mention here, especially because we've had a few fun meetings with them this week, and we're really excited to do loads with them next year, which is really exciting. Since the induction and the introduction of MyG and the amazing app, and no one, when we were talking to the guys at England Golf recently, it's really surprising how we seem to be the only people who talk about MyG as a product, and I really want people who aren't members of it to go and join it, because you do get that thing of basically being a golf club member, and getting, for me, the best part about being a golf club member is the handicap. You get to have all this without paying the thousands of pounds. It's something mad like 70 quid a year, and you get to have a handicap.
So you still get a bit of you get that golfing anchor, so you can still have your golfing identity, if you like, and you get to swan around and play other courses and use, there's all sorts of ways you can book random courses now, and and maybe that is, I don't know, it's too late now because I paid for the next year, so that's definitely not on the agenda for this winter, but it's maybe something to think about. Yeah,
because it stops me going exploring other places.
Totally.
A friend of mine who's a big golfing nerd, he's trying to go through the top 100. I think I might have spoken to him about him on this podcast before. He's gradually trying to get through the top 100 courses, and I would just be really reluctant at the moment to go and pay to play somewhere. Like, this is when my mate Chris messaged me, and I looked at the tee sheet and it was full. I was like, I could just jump on like Tee Times and like find something and pay the 40 quid, but I'm just not going to do it, having also just paid my subs. I've paid my money. That's my golf done.
Of course you're not. Of course, that's all your golf covered. Going back to the reciprocals thing. So I did it once when our course was closed for maintenance once, or there was a big comp on.
Yeah.
And we've got a reciprocal with Hampstead Golf Course, which is a 9-hole golf course. And it's quite nice. It's all right. And it was really sweet, actually. I did enjoy it, but we played the 9 holes twice, obviously, for 18. But I don't think people sort of dig into the reciprocals, and this is to say, like, so in that situation we didn't have to pay to go and play Hampstead, because there is a setup whereby if your course is closed, you can play the other course for free. They didn't love it either at our course when we said, oh, we'd like to press the reciprocal button, please. It was a bit like, this is like 10 years ago. They were like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna have to call Sue over at Hampstead.
Yeah, there's admin.
Like, well, there's admin involved, so they don't love doing it, especially when it's in that situation, a freebie. However, with the county card, which is a discount, so when I go and play Cruise Hill, for example, use my county card, I think the green fee is like 20 quid rather than 25, so it's a fiver you've saved. That's decent. That's okay. But
is that off members guest?
Does it? That's with a member.
So you'll get members guest is something, and then you get members guest and county card. Hello.
No, you don't. Okay. No, I don't think you do. I think they achieve the same thing. I think I had no notion of what the actual facts are here, but it just occurred to me that, like you said with your thing on Saturday, it's just admin, isn't it? You just think, I'm not going to bother in that case. Yeah, and that's a shame. Sometimes I think you need to bully yourself into going off and actually doing it.
Because also the county card thing, I always believed that you had to. This might be stupid of me. I believed you had to play golf at golf courses within your county. That's what the county card meant. It was golf courses within your locality. Absolutely not true. I go play Preston, and I say myself, like, it was cheap, pretty cheap, because I had one of those cards.
Yeah. Did you get a decent discount at Preston because of the?
Oh God, yeah. It made it almost reasonable as I dragged myself around and had a hellish time. Still not over it.
I don't think. If I'm brutally honest, I sort of nodded along then, went, yeah, of course. But actually, I thought, I don't think I knew that. I think I did think county card only counts in your.
Yeah, it certainly didn't. It certainly didn't for Preston Golf Club. They were very willing to accept the county card and go, yes, sure, bit of discount. Yeah, go and enjoy yourself. Off you go. Go and shoot a 97. Go on, lad. Off you go.
Have fun. Enjoy it. Enjoy your golf. It's a great sport. It's a great game. The other thing I want to talk about before we finish today, as much as I'd love to keep talking about county cards because it's great. It's a great topic.
Again, what differs this podcast from everyone else? It's the last 23 minutes.
There you go. The Live announcement's quite big. That's dropped in the last few days. So Live have announced now that they are. You'd think we really should have.
We should have done this 15 minutes ago.
They are going from 54 holes to 72 holes. They're going to do 4 rounds basically. Yeah. Is it from next year, Tom? Is that the plan?
Straight away, bang, done, in. It's happened.
Well, from next season then.
There's no live golf at the moment, but yeah, it's an instant change. No. So yeah, it's instantly come through. The mad thing is with this is, I don't know if you know this, but the whole big thing was the reason it was called Live is because that's the Roman numerals for 54. So
stop it.
Yeah. Live. LIV is Roman numerals for 54.
So now they're going to have to call it Lixie or something, aren't they? I can't do my
God
Roman
knows.
numerals that quickly.
No, God knows.
That is, but it's a move, isn't it? And it's a reaction to, obviously they've been hearing me, certainly, and to an extent you, openly mocking them for only having 3 rounds. That's clear.
Yeah.
I think the pressure of the UK's second biggest golf podcast has finally had an impact.
So here's my take. After talking to quite a lot of people about this, a lot of insiders, Liv ain't going anywhere, right? Liv is not going anywhere. They're now in a position where they're starting to get sponsorship on board for these teams, and the whole idea behind it is starting to work. As in, people are buying into the teams from a spectator point of view, but also from a brand point of view. And that's how this product makes money, because obviously all the original people that got involved has shares within the teams. All this is starting to work, and they've got money in a time where there's a lot of things in golf that don't have money. We were talking about last week about the Challenge Tour and the lack of money on their hotel planner and the difficulties DP World have. You know, there's no reason why there's obviously a connection at the moment between the PGA Tour and the DP World Tour. There's no reason why in the
So
future...
when you say connection, the PGA Tour, as I understand it, helps out the DP World Tour? Is there a financial relationship between the two of them?
Yeah, financially, because the sponsorships aren't as big on DP World, so there is a financial arrangement. But that comes to an end soon, I believe. So there's no reason why Liv couldn't get a same financial relationship with the DP World Tour. There are a lot of issues that Liv have. As someone that's been to those events, right? I've been there, I've watched it. And on the ground, I actually think it's a really good day out, right? If you go, it's a fun day. I've had loads of fun when I've been. But it doesn't translate to the TV screens. And I think a big issue with that...
Because it's not on telly.
There is that, yeah. Well, I think it's unusual. Yeah.
It's going to be on ITV, of course, isn't it?
Yeah, it's on ITV Player, yeah. I think the shotgun start has got to be the next thing that goes.
Get rid of your shotgun start. That's so true. Shotgun start is like a faddy corporate golf day thing. It's not something professional golfers should do.
Well, it works when you're there. This is what I mean. They've prioritized the live experience for the punter that goes along. That makes complete sense if you're there, because you don't have to wait around as the golf course fills up with golfers. The shotgun goes off, there's golf everywhere. Brilliant, have a laugh. But you totally lose any of that sense of storyline that, right, they're coming down the 18, the leaders are coming down 18. You don't get that charge and that surge on a Sunday.
Of course. And you don't get the first tee moment when that round is beginning on the first tee and everyone's like, good luck, mate, here it starts for you, and everyone's watching. That just doesn't happen. And
I think maybe they started Liv with just, and I understand why it happened, but maybe it was just one too many gimmicks. Maybe the 54-hole thing was one gimmick too far. The shotgun start was one gimmick too far, because they had to differentiate themselves from everything else and go, this is our sort of raison d'etre. We're golf but louder. What does that mean? It means all these things. But maybe, because if you remove the shotgun start and you remove the 54 holes thing and it becomes a proper tournament, then I think a point of difference of the team stuff is enough for it to be a different product.
Tell you what would be a bolshy move now would be if the PGA Tour adopted the teams thing, because I think teams is massive. I think watching the Ryder Cup, getting into that idea of a team, and you love that team with Fleetwood and McIlroy and Blur playing together. If you can get that working, then that could be absolutely huge. Because I'll be honest, when it happens on Live, I have no idea who the teams are. I couldn't care less. And I see that, there are lots of Instagram accounts that are obviously just been promoted up to the eyeballs. They've thrown money at those Instagram accounts to say, hey, this is the Live account for this team. And I'm like, what? It means it's meaningless to me. If you can communicate that and get that across, and suddenly the team thing opens up, then that is so compelling. But maybe that is really, really interesting.
Is there a world where you break down the year into 3? So you have the summer in Europe, where the DP World Tour is not on. Let's stop having these tours compete with each other. The DP World Tour is on, and all the golfers.
This is fantastical. This is never going to happen.
But hold on, I don't know if that's necessarily true. I don't know if that's true, because I think...
Because you're right. What you're going to say is right, but it's just how on earth are you going to make them do this?
So you get all the European golfers in the summer, and everyone plays in Europe and does all the stuff around Europe. And then you have the time in America where the PGA Tour takes over. You get all the American stuff. And then you have the off-season where Live takes over, and then everyone can play on every tour. That's probably the best way of making this happen, but everyone has to play fair. And I think potentially the money problems that are in golf at the moment, maybe the money that Live has might force everyone to play fair.
God, it would be so great if one person could be in charge of the whole kit and caboodle and say, right, PGA in America is on from the beginning of the year, then we move over to Europe, and then we go to Live. That's it. You're absolutely right. You divide the year into 3, and you go, here are the 3 chunks, and then you inject, better quality golfers into Live. You inject the Live stars like Bryson into Europe. Imagine if Bryson, right, and Rahm, just to name but 2, and Tyrrell, to name but 3, I could go on. Imagine if they're suddenly spending their summers in Europe doing, the BMW. I know that a lot of them play the BMW anyway, but they're doing these tournaments week after week after week, the Scottish Open and stuff. That could be such a game changer. And I think America is at its best at the beginning of the season. I think the American PGA chunk of the season overstays its welcome as it go post the Masters, and you get into this miserable May, June where it's the USPGA and US Open were so crap this year. They were not good.
Yeah, like when we look back at our year, some of my favourite moments on the PGA Tour this year were waste management, players.
Yes,
those are the big
pre-Masters, baby.
Yeah, you are right, and obviously you have to accredit a portion of just excitement that golf is back. There will be an element of that.
It's still great. It's brilliant. Who knew that actually February, March, April are the best of the golf watching year. They're kind of the best. They're the best bits, best 3 months. Not just April for the Masters. The build up to it, because the Masters is such a huge prize. I love it. I get so excited.
Who would have thought that a bloke in a shed and a bloke in his spare room would have solved world golf on a Friday afternoon?
The good thing is people are listening to us, and obviously what we've just said is going to happen. So you're welcome, everybody. That's oh god, look at that. We've gone over time. Thank you for listening and watching. As ever, we'll be back on Thursday. Your emails, please. The toms@golfersruiningmylife.co.uk. We'll get onto those on Thursday.
Yeah, of course. And it's just really nice to have solved. Oh my god, I've not even told Tom this. I'm going to tell Tom something live on the podcast.
This is exciting. Go on. Is this admin or is this? It's
merch? Admin. It's admin, but it's the thing we designed has turned up.
Yes. Oh my god! At your house.
Over there. I've not opened the thing yet. I've been so busy this week.
Oh my god!
I've not even opened the box.
So can we see the thing on Thursday? Should we say that's make sure you tune in on Thursday for the exclusive reveal?
Oh god, that's so much. That's a lot to think about right now. Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
I've got to get it on the web. I've got to get the thing on the website. But yeah.
Oh lordy, heavens above. Okay, good luck everyone. But we are going to get these to market very soon. The thing that I'm not revealing at all what it is, but it's important that we get it out there because they'll make a lovely present to go on your head. Okay, I'm not saying what they are though, but I'm not saying what they are, to be clear.
Rhymes with nap. See you next time.